What's going on, everybody? How we all doing? The bike has hit 2,500 miles, so today I'm going to be talking about like the review of 2,500 miles. What I like about this bike, what I don't like about this bike, some key points, and everything else. I guess I'll start with how it feels, I guess. So at 2,500 miles, this bike feels a lot more different it feels a lot more different than it did straight off the showroom. It's a lot more broken. So the one thing about this bike is at 2,500 miles I've noticed that the shifting, as you can tell with what I just did, the shifting is pretty whack if you go too fast. This bike does not like to be shifted like a dirt bike, that's for sure. You can't just flip through the gears real quick. You also can't downshift the gears really quick. This bike hates it. The shifting feels kind of clunky. It takes some getting used to. It's not smooth. Slow, technical maneuvers of this bike. You could do it with a clutch, but this bike does not like being in first gear. It doesn't like going slow. This bike is really nimble for what you pay. I mean, even with me having bags on the back that are completely loaded down, this thing is still really nimble. It's a little bit heavier than stock, but this thing, I could whip it around, do whatever I want with it, and it's fine. Man, that rain, I hope that this holds off while I make this video. Otherwise, I'm in some big trouble. Yeah, did you see that? Put it in gear, and it's not wanting to go in gear. This thing hates going into gear. Like, if you shift it too quick, it does not like it. Another thing I've noticed is this little screen. If you're not careful with this little screen, you'll scratch it all the shit. I've already got one big scratch on the top of it. Yeah, this helmet is so much more comfortable than the other one. So I'm currently in the market for a new helmet. I got tired of dealing with my other one. Whatever you do now, I get that other LS2 helmet, the actual Explorer. It's so loud. Wind is a huge issue. The wind on that helmet is insane, and no matter where I put the microphone, I could not get it to sound decent. It's also super duper heavy. I can tell you one thing, the windscreen, putting this on this bike, 10 out of 10, best thing I ever did. Yeah, but the stock suspension on this thing is kind of dookie. It's okay if you're not going to do anything like super duper crazy. And for my weight, which I'm like 140 or 150 pounds, soaking wet. So this thing, I have not once bottomed it out. This thing has been completely fine for me, but some people, you might have to do a suspension upgrade, which is a lot of money for a stock bike, so I can understand why some people don't want to do that. Another thing about it is all the mods. You don't have to put mods on this bike, but they definitely make the bike more enjoyable. Like, I would personally still do the skid plate, the bars, skid plate, bars, hand grips, and then a engine cover, like the actual case saver. And I'm starting to lean more towards putting a windscreen on it, dude. After not riding on a naked bike, this is insane. It's awesome. I love not being pelted in the face by wind at 60 miles an hour and being able to actually enjoy my rides. If you only do trails, I can see why you'd not want to put a case saver on here, or not a case saver, windscreen. But if you like travel with this thing, I don't see the point of why not. I'm so glad I put this on here. Yeah, this thing's been great. Ow. My clutch is starting to be weird. This bike does not like to be lazy shifted at all. If you lazy shift this thing, it will kick it back into another gear. You have to have RPMs up whenever you shift. Once I get back home, I need to fix my my clutch. Something's wrong with my clutch lever, which is my fault. After I put that thing on there, it's moved the clutch cable, and I think I knocked it out of alignment or something. So I need to fix that. The aluminum on this bike for the blocks and everything else is very fragile, so would recommend getting you some savers, some protectors for your cases and everything else. It's almost like a must. Fuel prices. The fuel prices of this thing, and the tank is pretty small starting out. I think this thing only had a 1.9 or 2 gallon tank. I think it's a 1.9 or a 2, the stock tank, and it was pretty dookie, not gonna lie. You ran out of gas constantly, so I upgraded to this tank, and it's a lot better. This one's like a 3.9 gallon, so I have like 250 mile range, I think, maybe a little bit more. And then on top of that, I carry a fuel bottle with me, so that's like an extra probably 100 miles. The things I love about this bike is how easy, beginner friendly. It has ABS on it, so if you've never ridden a bike, I would recommend getting ABS because it'll save your tail a couple of times. It's cheap for a bike. It's very cheap compared to all these other adventure bikes. It's light, or it's a lot lighter than what you could get away with a dual sport. And it's a 300. It's enough power to have fun on, not enough power to get yourself killed, which is a nice bonus. It definitely sounds good with the modded exhaust on it. It used to be, I kind of miss it. I kind of miss having the stock exhaust sometimes, because don't get me wrong, this bike sounds great with the modded exhaust, but a stock one would be nice in some scenarios. I've been honestly debating on putting the DB killer in this one, just to quiet it down a little bit, because it's a little too loud. Just a tad bit too loud. Nothing like super duper crazy. Yeah, this clutch is not actuating all the way. I need to adjust this. My clutch point is way too far out. It's almost at the very end, so it's like the clutch isn't letting out. That's why it feels like it's clunky when I shift. At about 2,500 miles, everything needs a adjust. My My clutch needs to be adjusted. My throttle needs to be adjusted. A couple other things need to be adjusted too. It's just the little things. A lot of little things at this mileage. You just need to do a couple of things. It's about to start raining, dude. I'm about to get soaked. I just know it. Yeah, this bike is overall just great for everything I want to do with it. And I'm actually thankful enough for some of these companies to send out a couple of these modifications to test out for you guys to see what works and what doesn't work. Look at that, 2,600 miles now, baby. Yeah, but I think for a beginner bike, this is a amazing beginner bike for anyone that wants to get into ADV, lightweight ADV. That way you don't have to go out and spend like $25,000 on a adventure bike that you can barely pick up yourself. Standing up on it is pretty comfortable. It's really easy to stand up on. I'm a little too tall for this bike. Like, I could flat foot both feet. So whenever I stand up, I'm like way up in the air. I'm about due for a new tire, a new rear tire. And then I need to change my front brake pads. They're getting kind of low. My front brake is squeaking. So it's not my transmission, it's just my clutch. It's just being wonky. It's like not deactivating all the way. I said this, whenever I was testing this thing, I made a video to like test it, see how it did on camera. And this issue started happening because I put the clamp for this underneath the actual clutch adjustment cable, and it like kind of threw it off, I think. But now my like grab point, you know what, I'll keep going. My grab point is dang, this guy about went off the road. My grab point is like all the way at the very end, the very tip top end. So it's like my clutch isn't disengaging quick enough, so it's like causing the gearing to feel sloppy. That's gravel. Ooh, that truck stinks, man. I think my next and final mod that I personally am going to buy for this bike is a 550 ECU. I think I'm going to buy that and put it in this thing. Maybe it'll wake the bike up just a tad bit more. Yeah, but look, I'll show you what I mean. So it starts grabbing right there. So I think I'm gonna go for something different on my rear tire this time. Instead of running Continentals, I might go for something just a tad bit more aggressive for the rear. I might just go ahead and change both tires and do something a little bit more aggressive. Like I said at the start of this, I'm in the market for I'm in the market for a new helmet. So if you guys have any recommendations for ADV helmets that are not extremely loud and are comfortable and not 500 pounds on the top of your head, then I'll take that. Back to the bike. So the stock tires are kind of awful, like really bad, so price that in to like, they're good for commuting. They suck off-road, they're not that great. You tear through them pretty quick, and they're just overall meh. They're kind of iffy tires, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they're okay for stock tires, but they're nothing like crazy. You're not gonna go ripping through the trails. I think for the price of this bike, it is it's amazing. I've loved every mile of 2,600 miles that I've put on this bike, and the experiences that it has given me, and the actual the learning experiences as well, is taking apart the bike and putting these mods on and everything else, because I by no means am a mechanic. I know how to wrench on things, but I'm not professional. If I tinker with something long enough, then I could probably figure out. Yeah, we got a bunch of big trees down right now from all the storms that we've been having. We still have a whole nother week of this. Yeah, it feels good to be back in my old helmet though. I do have a hot spot on the back of the helmet, which is aggravating. I need to figure out what's causing that. My head's starting to hurt a little bit. I bet it's like the cord for the cardo that's causing that. I will say, whenever you do put new tires on this thing, they get pretty loud. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Little short video of a 2,500 mile update. I love this bike. I'm gonna keep riding it for a while. But anyways, stay grounded, stay wild, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.